Hello, welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today is July 25th, and it is time for the Christmas in July hop. This is a hop hosted by Maura Kelly, and it is every 25th of the month. I should have been participating with this hop since the beginning of December because Christmas scrapbooking is not my favorite. I love everything about Christmas. Don't love scrapbooking it because there's always so many photos. I have gotten better over the years about not taking photos of everything, but I still always have a ton of photos, and this hop will help me not have 30 Christmas layouts at the end of the year to create. I tend to work through a year at a time. Right now I have 2015 on my desk. I also have the 2016 albums set up, and I have not printed the Christmas photos for 2016, but I do have 2015's already printed. The other thing that I'm getting better at doing is making the photos smaller. These were printed 4x4 or 4x6, and I cut most of them down to 4x4. There's some other photos. And so I am using my combined Hip Kit Club Christmas kits. These, I think they usually come out in November, and they're always gorgeous. And they work very well with one another. You can see that this is the Ho Ho Ho. There's this one called Merry Everything. And anyway, I have combined them. The other one is Wish Season. I have combined the last 3 years worth of Christmas kits because they do go very well together. So that is what I'm going to be working with. I am going to have to shut down the camera and make a few more decisions. There are a lot of photos on my desktop, and these 4x4 photos, I believe I am going to wallpaper a piece of 12x12 cardstock with them and then just put embellishments on that page. The first page will be the one that has all of the title and journaling, etc., and other like pattern paper and stuff on it. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. I'm going to make a few more decisions, and I'll be right back. So the first thing I said I was going to do is I was going to take my photos and I was going to wallpaper a 12x12 piece of white cardstock with them. And so that's what you're going to see me do here. I'm going to start with a photo of Courtney, then I'll put a photo of Seth, and then I will start on the next row. I'll start with a photo of Seth and end with a photo of Courtney, and so on. So there'll be 3 rows of photos, one child in each of the 3 rows. And this is just one of my ways of getting a lot of photos onto a layout without a whole lot of work, especially when you have so many photos, because believe me, although there are 9 photos on this part of the page and there will be 4 on the other, I put away probably another 8 or 9 photos from this particular photo session. I take pictures of the kids and of our family decorating the tree every year. I take photos of the kids opening their presents, and I tend to have a lot of photos to choose from. Like I said, I'm getting better about not taking photos of all the things, and I'm also getting better about not printing every single photo. Now that I'm printing my own photos, I can also print them smaller, which means I can get more photos onto a layout. But like I said, this is just one easy way to get a lot of photos on a layout without a whole lot of work. So next, I am going to bring in the first page of this 2-page layout, and this is the one that's going to have all the pretties on it. It's going to have pattern paper and some layering, and of course a title, journaling, and embellishments. So I chose this beautiful piece of pink pattern paper for the background for the first page of my 2-page layout. And I'm going to take this piece of pattern paper, which is a scrap that I used from a previous layout. I had already torn it, and so I'm going to go ahead and get this one glued on here. Now, at first I stick it on there and I think this is going to work, but then I realized that that border is a little too wide. I'm going to take it back off. No worries though, because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim it down just a little bit, which means I do take it off and trim it. And then the piece that is still sticky, I do put back into my kit so that I can use it another time. I just stick it on the back side of one of the embellishment plastics so that it doesn't stick to the rest of my papers. Now when I paper tear, I don't really like that super wide white border when I tear, so I will come in and do what you see me doing there, and I will tear off the excess. The piece of pattern paper that kind of looked like a wonky double wedding ring quilt pattern, I wanted to use to back this 4-photo grid that I was going to do, and then as I'm putting the photos on there, I realize it's not wide enough, and so I'll have to take those off and start again. It's a good thing that ATG is repositionable for a little while after you adhere your photos and stuff on it. That way I'm not tearing the paper. So here's where I realized, oops, this isn't going to work as I was hoping. So I take everything off, and so I'm just going to cut a couple of edges off of it so that I have some edges peeking out on either side of my grid. So one of the things that I found amusing when I was pulling photos for this layout and getting them printed, I sent them off to MPix to get printed. This was before I got my Epson PictureMate, and there was only one photo of me that was taken of me decorating the tree. At least it's a halfway decent one. It could have been a whole lot worse. So here's where I'm taking that piece of pattern paper, and I'm just going to tear another edge. Like I said, I'm going to poke these out on either side of this 4-photo grid, and that way I still get a little bit of this pattern paper put into my layout. So off camera, I kind of made a few more split decisions so you didn't have to see me poking through all of the ephemera pieces. The first decision I made is I found this title on one of the embellishment sticker sheets. These are puffy stickers from one of the Hip Kit Club Christmas collections, and I am going to use that as my title, Family Traditions. This is a family tradition in our home to decorate the tree together. Over the years, my kids have gotten really good at decorating the tree in a manner that means that Mom doesn't have to go behind them and move ornaments to make it look pretty. They're all pretty good at it these days. When they were little, of course, I just let them hang the ornaments anywhere and then I would fix it. But I don't have to do that anymore. They're all big enough and they do a great job doing the tree. And if they aren't sure where to put something, they usually ask. So welcome to Tara's OCD. So I'm also looking on this layout for some other little pieces. At first I want to try that little tree puffy sticker, and I think that's not really the right size for an embellishment cluster, so I just settle on that little red heart. Puts a little bit more red on the embellishments, and I really wanted to use this house with the little phrase family and a star. And that's going to pretty much cover the embellishments on that page. On the second page, I'm gonna just kind of line up a couple pieces of ephemera, and then I'm going to add some puffy stickers as I see fit. So I'm not planning on adding a whole lot of pieces to this second page because I think that would make it way too busy. I just want to put a few embellishments on there to make some small embellishment clusters. I'm not making it a big deal or anything. And here is where I decide I'm going to use some gold labels for journaling. These were not in my HIP kit. They are from my binder of labels. All right, I got the layout complete. Everything is glued down. I popped some of the things up on foam tape. I didn't do anything with that on this side, but like I put family on foam and I put the star that I put above the house on foam. Went ahead and journaled on the little labels that I put on that page. And then, as I said, I was wallpapering the second page because there are a lot of photos and I did not want to reprint them in smaller sizes so that I could fit more on here. So I tried to choose the best of what I had printed and then cut them down to 4x4 and just put them on the white cardstock. And then I added just a few embellishments to the page, just kind of to draw your eye across the page and so that it's not super plain. So I want to thank you for stopping by my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. You are well appreciated by me, and I thank you so much for taking that time out of your day to do that. I also want to remind you to check out the description box below. There will be a list of participants for this hop in that description box, so make sure that you check it and follow all the links to each page so that, or each channel, so that you can enjoy some Christmas in July. You have a great rest of your day. Bye.